Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams, and you're listening to Wine,
Why Not? A queer podcast.
episode 162.
I think I need to change that to say...
Do you?
Yeah, to say Why Not? An award-winning queer podcast.
Oh, are we?
We are award-winning. We won Watermark Wonder Award, first place in Central Florida for favorite podcast / radio show.
How
And
wonderful.
We got third place in Tampa Bay.
Fantastic.
Which is great because I don't know that we placed last year in Tampa Bay. So we're moving on up. Did we place? I don't think
remember.
we did.
I don't know. Well, good for us.
So thank you to thanks for the listeners for voting for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
exciting.
Fantastic. Yeah, very exciting.
I'll mail you the certificate for third place, but I'm keeping the first place.
That's good. You can keep both. I don't have a whole lot of wall space here to hang anything, so
Yeah.
I currently let's see, what do I have? I got my coats over here, and I got a pagan wreath over here that I bet my mother loves that's hanging up there.
We wouldn't want you to take that down.
Nope. Keeps the spirits away.
So here we are, episode 162.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about some interesting 162 facts? Because I went through a rabbit hole.
Oh, really?
That of some interesting things. Well, an interesting thing. And then a couple of just kind of like, oh, okay. 162 is the country code for South Korea for their phone numbers. Don't know if you knew that.
Oh.
So if you're ever in South Korea or you're calling to South Korea, make sure you dial 162 first.
Is that the golden number? See what I did there? No?
No, stop it.
The name of the Oscar award-winning song, Golden.
K-pop Demon Hunter is
I can't
from,
believe I have to explain that to Caitlin. She's like K-pop queen. No?
No. She likes anime. K-pop is different from anime.
Yeah, K-pop South Korean, yes. And anime is...
Well, over the place over there. But
Huh?
Anime's there, but K-pop is music.
Generally Japanese.
It's kind of a, yeah. This one you're probably more familiar with. The Major League Baseball regular season plays 162 games.
It sure does. Is this the rabbit hole you went under?
No. There are two that I went down. The first one is the less interesting, but for Gen X kids like you and me, I still call us kids.
Really old kids.
The original Magnum PI with Tom Selleck ran from December 11th, 1980 to May 8th, 1988 for a total of 162 episodes.
Oh, wow.
And I went through it down a Tom Selleck rabbit hole.
I just want to point out to you that Copilot, what is this? This is Microsoft's AI. Did not consider that an interesting fact when I said, does anything interesting from 162 appear in pop culture? I would think that would be a pop culture thing. It picked up baseball.
I asked Google, but did not use their AI. I just used the Google search tool. So I would just stop using AI. I don't know why you're butting up with that. Didn't you hear Conan last night? No, not Conan. Who was? Oh, didn't you? Will Arnett. We'll get to it, but Will Arnett seemed pissed talking about AI. He's like, dare you? So I was like, dude, I won't use AI anymore. Stop yelling at me.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Oscars.
So, Tom Selleck, do you know he was originally supposed to be Indiana Jones?
It makes sense. I don't know if I knew that, but maybe.
He was supposed to be Indiana Jones, but they would not let him take a break from Magnum PI. He was going to I think it was actually got Magnum PI, signed the contract, then got hired to play Indiana Jones, and they wouldn't let him off the show. They wouldn't let him pull out of the contract to go do Indiana Jones, so they went with Harrison Ford. Imagine what could have been.
Yeah, I mean,
Who
imagine
would
if
have been
Harrison.
Magnum PI then?
Well, I mean,
Maybe
Harrison
Harrison
Ford. Harrison Ford would have dated Monica Geller. Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine?
Well,
He would have had to grow a mustache.
He's married to Callista Flockhart. I can't imagine. Because I think Callista Flockhart and Monica Geller probably were about the same age.
Yeah.
So, this is the other interesting rabbit hole that I went down. So one of the other things that Google suggested to me when I put in 162 was there's a website that lists books by page numbers. So there's a bunch of books that have 162 pages. Some of them are The Pet Nanny 2, The Chosen One, which is a sci-fi book.
What did you say the first one was?
The Pet Nanny 2.
Oh, just not. It was so good they made another one.
Yeah. And then my favorite of the books at 162 pages, Napoleon's Penis plus Other Engaging and Outrageous Tales. So I skimmed through the information on this. The book itself, it's a series of short stories that is written by medical professionals involved in sexually transmitted diseases, sex organs, and just like sex history. And it's called Napoleon's Penis because apparently in 1821, a doctor was doing an autopsy on Napoleon's body, cut his penis off, which in the description says he removed the shriveled, dried out fragment, reportedly only 1.5 inches long. Ugh.
Maybe he's a grower. I mean, not at that point.
No, he
He's
was
a knower.
But it was smuggled by a priest and later sold to collectors and displayed in New York City in 1927. It is currently owned by the daughter of an American urologist in New Jersey.
Is there anything significant about this other than it's Napoleon's?
No. In fact, it was purchased back in 1927. The guy reportedly paid $35,000 for it back then, and then turned around and thought, "Oh, I can fetch more from this from a collector," and had the hardest time selling it. And reportedly, after years of trying to sell it and couldn't get anybody to buy it, settled on selling it for $3,000. The man lost $32,000 on Napoleon's Penis. Who knew that there would be a man more disappointed by Napoleon's penis than Napoleon?
I hope that I am not judged by the size of my dead penis. I mean, there's just nothing working. I mean, it's got to be worse than like coming out of a pool. I mean, it's got to be the. I figure like when you're dead, it's got to be the smallest it's ever going to be.
Yeah, which is why on my deathbed, I want to be pushed into a vat of fire and burn before anyone can do an autopsy on my body.
In my will, it says, "Whoever finds my body, please remove my penis immediately."
Burn it. Not that I'm embarrassed, but I don't need two Yahoo homos talking about it 100 years later on their stupid podcast.
Right.
So
it was half a Napoleon, that one.
So those are my 162 facts.
Wow. That is way more interesting than what I came up with. Surprise.
Shit, I forgot. I just saw Caitlin's face. Okay, you do yours and then we'll come back.
Caitlin was about to
I totally forgot the Pokemon. Also, I didn't do the check on the Epstein file, but I mean, since we've gone to our war with Iran, nobody has, so I guess it doesn't matter.
All right, so I need you for this, because these are
I'm here. I'm
these
focused.
are all involved you.
Okay.
Because you stole my baseball one. And
when I was writing that down, I was like, I bet Rick wrote this down. He's going to be so irritated.
It's my only fact outside of the norms. All right, so this is the 162nd episode of Friends.
Shit.
The
I already
last
forgot
one was
what last week was.
Last week's was Joey's brain.
Oh, Joey's brain. Okay.
I can give you the subplot if you want a hint.
No, wait, I got this. It's because I know the wedding is going on. Joey's doing the thing. Chandler or Ross was playing the bagpipes. So
Phoebe was singing along.
Yes, this is the one where Monica's wedding dress.
No.
No. Oh,
No. Here we go. This is. I won't tell you the main.
We're gonna
thing,
get
'cause
to that one here in the next couple. I guess
the main one is the title. So the subplot is:
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rachel gets into trouble with Ross when she teaches Ben practical jokes.
Oh, I love that one. Damn it.
It is a good one. It's the one with the truth about London, where Chandler is shocked to find out that Monica really wanted to sleep with Joey the night that they first got together.
Yeah.
Do you know who directed that one?
David Schwimmer.
He sure did.
And I only know this because every time you say, do you know who directed that one? It's always David Schwimmer. Yeah, I mean, Matt LeBlanc back in the day was hot, so I'd have gone to that hotel room looking for him too.
Yeah, the first season, Matt LeBlanc.
Do you remember he was on Married with Children? He played Kelly Bundy's boyfriend, and his character and his dad was his TV dad, not his real dad, were so popular they tried doing a spinoff on Fox.
Oh yeah,
you remember this?
No.
He's hot in that. My whole point in mentioning that is he's super hot in that, like in the Married with Children.
I wasn't
episodes.
a Married with Children watcher.
What?
Isn't that
I
weird?
love that show.
And I'm not even going to tell you why, because you would be like, "That's really stupid." So
no, tell me. Tell me. I want to know why.
It's because there was this like. I mean, I'm a product of the 80s. I am a child of Nancy Reagan's "Just Say No" thing, and in those same lines, the Married with Children people were talked poorly about in the circles like that I was involved in. Like people were like, "Oh, that's trash," you know what I mean? Like that's just, and so they talked about it like it was like they were trash people. And I didn't want to be a trash person, so I didn't watch it. I still haven't gone back to watch it.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It is. I mean, I agree.
Did you watch The Simpsons? Because in the same circles, we're talking bad about The Simpsons. You remember the George H.W. Bush speech he gave?
I don't.
Where he told Americans be more like the Cosbys and less like The Simpsons?
That didn't age well.
No, that did not.
Oh.
Because the Cosby Show was kind of like the big family show where, you know, it's love and family and slipping roofies and drinks. And The Simpsons were like you said with Married Children, where people thought it was just like a trashy family. Yeah. Which is funny because when we were younger, my aunts and uncles would compare my parents and us to Married with Children. And look at us now.
Wasn't that the same time that Roseanne was on, though? Like,
yeah. They used to compare it. Yeah.
We were allowed to watch Roseanne.
Yeah, Roseanne, Simpsons, Married with Children, that kind of, that was kind of the first time they started doing shows where it was like families how they really were, not that Leave It to Beaver, Brady Bunch fake shit that we were like, oh no, that's how we were. No, it wasn't.
Well, I'll give a shout out to Good Times because they did it before.
Good Times, yeah, I remember Good Times. Those were some good times.
Didn't seem like good times.
See what I did there?
Yeah, did you like that show? I thought it was dynamite.
I did.
You're welcome.
I remember Florida.
Do you not
remember? Her name was Florida.
Have you never heard JJ scream dynamite? Oh, okay. Caitlin's just laughing at me now.
You know what? It's ingrained in my mind from that show. Spoiler alert if you've never seen the show. When the dad dies, when Florida...
The mother won the lottery. I'm just kidding.
And she goes, oh, she obviously her husband just died, but it's just so dramatic. And it was that time when like they would freeze before they went to commercial. So she just stuck like this for like 30 seconds.
Somebody must have patted her on the back while she was doing it.
It's ingrained in my mind.
Isn't that what happens? You get patted on the back when you're like making a face and it sticks with you?
That's what they used to say.
I can't talk to
I don't know who
today.
they were.
She's not understanding anything I'm saying.
You know what? It's because she hasn't gotten her Pokemon fix.
Well, jump in and give her Pokemon fix.
Pokemon 162, Furret, which I assume is called Furret because it kind of looks like a ferret.
It kind of looks like a squirrel's tail with a face.
Yeah. So this is the little tidbit that it gives for it on the website. The Furret raises its offspring inside a long, narrow nest. Once they're old enough, it takes them outside the nest to prepare them for independence. That's not a fun fact. That's just nature. Stupid website.
It's 5'11" and 71 pounds. That's a big tail.
Damn. That's tall,
I think
but very thin.
Oh, it's taller than me. And it weighs less than me.
5'11", that's 1 inch shorter than me.
But what doesn't?
5'11" and 71 pounds, those are Karen Carpenter numbers.
Oh.
It's been long enough, right? We can make jokes.
Yeah. Eating disorders don't exist anymore. It's like COVID. It was always a hoax.
See? Now we're on the same page.
You know what that reminds me of? I saw this video. I think this is cool. If this offends you, apologies. Don't go to this guy's house. So there's this guy that trained the crows in his neighborhood to attack MAGA hats. And so what he did is he fed it. He would feed the crows so they got used to him. And then he would put piles of food down and put a red hat on top of it. And so they would move the hat and then they'd see the food and eat it. So now they attack hats that are red trying to find food. And I think that's terrible.
Poor Cincinnati Reds fans.
Yeah.
Anyway. There's always casualties in a war, as I learned this week, as I've been told by many people in the government.
Yes. Is one of them gas?
What?
Gas prices. You don't know this because you don't drive a car.
I don't have a car. But I've seen on the news, though.
I have an electric car, and now the people I live with, who I really just drive everywhere anyway because I like to drive. And so, but now, lately, they thank me for driving all the time. Dylan and Jen, they're always like, thanks for driving. Thank you for driving. Like, it's fine.
You know who makes electric cars? Elon Musk. It's all been part of the plan. It's all connected. We're at war, so everyone buys electric cars, and Elon's stock.
Remember when Trump did that Elon Musk commercial in the White House lawn? I bet he's driving that now.
Mm-hmm.
To McDonald's.
My. What a fucking world we live in. Sorry to curse, Ma, but what a fucking world we live in.
Right? It's crazy. All right, here we go.
Oh, you just sneezed.
I coughed, but okay.
Oh, was that a cough? I thought that was a sneeze.
No, I did.
You used to live up here, so I want to ask you this. When people sneeze in the north, do they not say God bless you to each other?
Do they not just say bless you?
They don't say nothing. And when I say God bless you to somebody who sneezes when they're walking through Macy's, they look at me like I have 6 heads. They're like, ugh. So this lady and her daughter came in and sneezed, and just out of instinct, I said, or out of a habit, I said, God bless you. And she smiled, and she says, "You're not from New York, are you?" And I says, "No." And she goes, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Originally," no, it's okay, because she had a southern accent, so I knew she wasn't from New York. I said, "Florida." And she goes, "You're the first person to say God bless you to me. They don't say that up here." And I said, "Oh, yeah." And then she leans in like we have a new bond, and she goes, "They don't smile either. Would it kill them to smile every once in a while?" And then I laughed and put a big smile on my face, and the bitch bought 2 pairs of shoes.
Well, you got to sell, right? I think it's that maybe if you just said bless you, that maybe people would be like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of the time I do. I shorten it because I don't have time to say the whole thing to people.
Yeah. Just good bless.
Just bless.
Bless
and then
you.
I throw the peace sign up.
Bless you. Hey, fam. Yeah. So, I don't know that. I don't remember that. I don't remember sneezing a lot and how that all worked out. But to the lady that smiled, or that says people don't smile up there, I might ask, what have you done to make people smile? Nah, she made you smile because she bought 2 pairs of Uggs.
Oh, I smile all the time. It's my job.
Do you think people leave and they're like, that guy was so nice, he really liked us, and then somebody's like, no, it's his job. He has what he does. It's sort of like
Yeah.
when I was always drunk and would go to the bar and I'd be like, the bartender is hitting on me. And people were like, no,
Aw.
it's his job. So then I would sleep with them to prove that I was right. And then all that proved is that they lived too far from the bar and they didn't want to drive all the way home.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah, that's a lot of it sometimes. Not with you, just with dancers in general.
Oh, no. I mean, I was going to have this thing like, remember that one time? Remember that bartender at Full Moon when it reopened?
The one who spins on the box?
No, that was the dancer. This is the bartender.
Oh.
I forget his name. But I think you were staying at the house and he came over one night after his shift and he had to like go to like court in the next morning or something.
Yes.
And yeah.
He
made
talk
it.
about this, do we?
No. He made it to court. Good for him.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Anyway,
Where were we?
That was just a little trip down memory lane for us. No. All right, here we go. This is the 162nd greatest movie of all time. I'm gonna tell you who directed it, the year that he directed it, and then the thing, and you're gonna get it right away.
Okay.
You're gonna get it from the name of the director. It's 1958 film by Satyajit Ray.
Oh yes,
but
Satyajit.
it's confusing. Like it's said like Ray, but it's spelled like Ray. And it depicts the end of days of a decadent landlord in, is it Bengal or Bengal? And his efforts to uphold his family's prestige even when faced with economic adversity. Yeah, that's right.
Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
The Music Room. You're correct.
Ah.
All right, here we go. So
they have the same plots.
The 162nd greatest director of all time. This one you might get. Let's see. It's, interesting enough, he was asked to direct the original Exorcist, and he turned it down because he didn't like the way that the movie depicted the treatment of children.
Ah, yeah.
But guess who directed The Exorcist Part 2?
This guy.
So he directed.
She's a little older now.
He directed. Well, he probably was like, well, never mind. It was super successful. I would have liked that success. He directed Excalibur in 1981, Where the Heart Is in 1990. Then we're going to jump back to 1972 because it's the one that I recognize the most from this list for no reason whatsoever. Deliverance.
Oh, I have no idea who directed Deliverance.
That's John Boorman.
John Boorman.
So I looked this up because I thought this was interesting, that he was nominated for a Best Director Oscar for Hope and Glory in 1987. And that was the only instance in Oscar history where all 5 Best Director nominees were non-Americans.
Interesting.
I thought so.
I'm glad we're taking it back because, as we learned from Conan, there were no Brits nominated in acting categories this year. Take that, England.
Yeah, like step up a little bit here.
Yeah. Lame.
Where's
your Judi Denches and your Ian McKellens?
Well,
I love both of them, by the way. I
they're
they're
still alive, right? I was like,
yeah,
because a couple of the
that's what I'm
others passed
saying.
away,
Why weren't
right?
they acting this year?
I don't know. Who was I thinking about? Never mind. When we talk about the Oscars, it might come to mind.
Gotcha.
There was somebody
we'll
I was thinking about that I'm like, I wonder what they're up to lately. They haven't been in anything in a while, and usually that means dementia or Alzheimer's or something, right?
I mean, yeah. Or, I mean, it depends who you're talking about. There are some actors who are like just retired and they're like, I ain't doing this no more.
Did I tell you I did a little bit of dive into Alzheimer's? Because
No.
I was just curious for someday. Sometimes I forget, I can't land on a word or something like that. And so I just wanted to find out, like, what age does Alzheimer's or dementia usually set in? And then it said it, and I'm way away from that. So I'm like, that's fine. But then I looked to see like when early onset Alzheimer's comes into play. And it said that it's usually between 40 and 60. And I was like, wow, I'm right smack in the middle of that. And then it said that memory loss wasn't the first signs of early onset Alzheimer's. Do you know what it is?
Mm.
It's like being agitated all the time, or like getting agitated or getting frustrated or angry a lot. And I was like,
So you
oh
think
my
you have Alzheimer's
God,
now?
I don't remember. No, I see that I was agitated, and I don't know. No, I don't think so. I just think that it was interesting because I do spend a lot of time being agitated at, traffic and stuff like that. But I'm not the only one.
You should get tested. Get checked. It'll explain so much. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, I have so many things I want to get tested for, to see if I'm on a spectrum of, some sort of OCD. I think I have OCD, and now I'm self-diagnosed of early onset Alzheimer's, and I need a Pap smear. I need anal Pap smear. I need all three of those things. Is there like a Walmart doctor that will do all of it?
Yes. I'll send you his name. He's not in Walmart. He's behind Walmart, but he'll take care of you.
Oh, jeez. Wouldn't be the first time I got taken care of mine in Walmart. I used to drink a lot. Anyway, how was your week, Jeremy? Tell me all about it.
My week with, that's an excellent segue because I recently had my anal Pap smear and I got the results back. And as the old lady on the Poltergeist movies would say, this ass is clear. It came back negative. All's good. No anal cancer. So yeah.
Your house is clean.
It is clean. So I'll see them again next year, which is a shame because, as I mentioned last week, it was two lovely lady doctors. And I mean, it's been a while since I had some ladies look up my rear end before. So, been a while.
How long?
Longer than I want to mention. So that came back. Listen, for those who are either in New York or coming to New York, I just want to give some warning. We're getting warmer weather up here. So where we are in Maze, where Uggs is on the second floor. That's where women's shoes are. But right behind there is a cafe setup. It's where the Starbucks used to be. I was so irritated when I started working there, and they're like, "Oh, that's where the Starbucks used to be." I was like, "You know how nice it would have been if it was next door." Now I got to go across the damn department store, but it used to be there. So it's like this whole cafe setup.
Come on, Madame, get on that.
It's getting warm, and there is a bit of an odor that is coming from back there. And they were like, "Oh yeah, it's the pipes back." They said that it had started last year, and the Macy said, "Oh yeah, it's the pipes back there. When it gets warm, the smell of the sewage starts to come up for the pipes." So I was like, "Well, I don't want to. I hate using this phrase, but I was like, I moved up here from Florida, and I don't know if you've heard, but it's really fucking hot down there. And you know what we don't have? Smelly pipes everywhere. And there's got to be a way you can have hot weather and not have smelly pipes." So they had a guy, because we kept calling, being like, "Listen, the smell's getting bad. People don't want to come in here and try shoes because it smells like someone's shitting them. So come fix this." So they came out, and what was happening, you know how all the drains have that little loop trap in them that holds water, and that's supposed to keep the smells out? Well, since Starbucks left and there's nothing in there, the pipes are running dry. So they'll have the water in the trap, and then it'll evaporate, or whatever happens to the water that you don't use in there. I don't know. I'm not a plumber. It evaporates, and then the smells start coming up. So they have to come in, run the faucets to fill that little trap up with water. And our manager was like, "Well, if you got to come up and do that every morning or something, do it, because it smells awful up here." So they came, they ran there. It started to smell a little better. But just a heads up, as we get into the warmer months, do not let the smell of shit deter you. Come in. We'll get masks. We'll make it nice and clean for you, so you come get shoes. But so apparently the damn freaking smells of the sewer are escaping into Macy's.
Look, New York's just smelly in the summer. It just is. So as it gets hot, it just smells. I mean, the trash.
Well, I mean, I was here last summer, and there's certain parts of it. Like, I wouldn't go to Times Square. Oh, there went my light. So much sucks here. No, it's battery operated. I didn't charge it. But I mean, Times Square smells, but it's probably because people piss and shit in the streets there. But like, where we're at, never mind. It'll just leave it off.
Don't do it in the dark.
But like last summer wasn't bad. This is a new smell. It's a bad smell, and I don't like it. But you know, they're gonna fix it. Whatever. Also, something that comes with the warm weather. The mice and the rats have thawed out, and they're running rampant all over the place. And I don't know how much of this I should be talking about. I'm going to get pulled up to Macy's HR this week. And they'll be like, listen, you need to stop talking about Macy's on your podcast. But I went back to get a pair of shoes out of the stock room. 2 little black mice chasing each other around and like doing that thing where they chase and then they like tumble and like jump on each other. And I know from my watching of National Geographic Channel, they're doing that pre-mating fucking dance that they do where they roll around and then they're going to start boning. And then there's going to be like 1 million little mice in there. So we put a call out there like, listen, take care of this shit smell and come get these mice.
I speak from experience. I think what they're going to do is rat's going to knock up the other rat. And then that rat is going to, and then the rat's going to leave that rat and say, I don't want 8 kids. And then that rat's going to move to Florida and live in my attic and have its babies.
I don't know if you're on this side of TikTok, but while you were doing that, in my head, all I heard was meow, 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 meow. With the meowing song with the cats that cheat on each other. Are you not on those videos?
No.
It's moved on to fruit. Okay, so there's these AI videos. It started with cats, and they're like walk and talk like humans, but they're cats. And then it's like, you have gotten fat. I don't want to be married to you anymore. And then they kick the wife out, and then they marry a young skinny cat. And then they laugh as the fat cat is outside getting rained on. So she goes to the gym and she gets fit. And then she comes back and it murders the other cats. It's very dramatic. It's all AI. You have to look it up. They have moved on, and it's now fruits and vegetables. And Strawberryna basically is a trashy strawberry lady who is fucking everybody's fruits and vegetables out there. It is chaotic wonderfulness on TikTok. You need to look into it. It's amazing. Anyway,
I don't know how I feel about all that, but I do. I mean, I liked watching the AI cats that sing that song, the little baby cats. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
APT, is that what it's called?
Sing it.
Not happening.
Give me a little bit.
You know what it is. Caitlin.
I honestly don't know.
Caitlin, sing it. Unmute and sing it to Jeremy.
Oh, okay. You can't hear this, but Caitlin's gonna sing it for me. Oh, tap tap tap.
Yeah.
Tap 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 tap.
You never seen those?
You and I are on very different TikTok.
Yeah, because my
feeds.
TikTok is called Reels, and it's on Facebook. So I see it. I see the TikTok videos when they make their way to Reels.
Well, those cat and fruit vegetables will be to you in about 6 to 8 months, and they are fantastic.
About 1 week after the Germans finally get Baywatch and David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. I forget where we were. Oh, so Macy's doing great. We're through the holidays also.
You're a writer, right? You're a writer.
Sure.
And I love TV.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're an award-winning writer, right? Did anybody call you to tell you that you are Central Florida's second favorite journalist and writer?
No, who got first?
Scott Maxwell.
Fuck you, Scott Maxwell.
Bellany got third.
Bellany got third?
Yeah, because she did half the year, you did half the year.
Yeah, she's new.
Yeah.
She'll get there. No,
she'll get to second.
Nobody called and asked if I wanted to buy an ad. Thanks, Danny. No, I'm just kidding.
We just lost money right there.
I might have bought an ad. You never know.
I do know. So anyway, here's what I'm thinking: is like you and I need to team up together, and we need to create a sitcom.
Okay,
I want to do that, and in one of these sitcom scenes, you, the character playing you, will be putting shoes on someone, and a rat will run out of the boot and up their leg. This will happen.
No.
It won't happen in real life, but it needs to be in the sitcom.
No, you've put that in the universe. Now that's going to happen.
No. We're saving it for the sitcom.
there have been a few times since I saw the rats back in there. Because we have like several different stock rooms we have to go to. The one that the mice were in was the one where the snow boots are at. So this last snowstorm that we were that was like 4 days ago, we had snow, so people were coming and buying boots, and I was so nervous going back there. I was like, God, I don't want to go out there and open a shoebox and a freaking mouse jump out when these people are trying on shoes. That would embarrass me and the company.
Yes, it would. Shake the box in the storage room before you and air it
No,
out.
because then it'll come out at me. I'd rather it jump on
You know
them.
what? It's like having maybe I'm just weird, and maybe this is just from when I lived there and whatever. But I just trying to get rid of rats out of New York. It's like trying to get rid of roaches out of a house in Florida. It's just not going to happen. They're going to be there everywhere. Or you're going to walk down a street, you're going to see them running from trash pile to trash pile.
Listen,
and all that.
I am fine with animals out in the wild. Just don't come in my buildings. I know that you used to live here. You don't anymore. You lost. We build on your land. You go live out in the wild. We will live in our buildings. You don't come in them. Anyway, I'm talking about the mice.
Okay. I don't know that that's making it better. What else happened?
I stand by with what I say. So I'm fine with that. Anyway, knock on wood, no mice in my building, and I'm fine with that. And I have been told that Eric Adams got rid of all the mice and the rats. So there you go.
Congratulations.
So yeah,
He
that was his
also
outgoing.
Got rid of
whatever.
his political career.
He sure did. He's living it up in Italy, as I understand it.
Oh,
now.
really?
Yeah. Anyway, enjoy your retirement, sir.
Did you know that a former editor, I won't say the names because they may not want us to, but a former editor of Watermark moved to Europe?
Yeah.
Okay. Did we talk about this already?
No.
The ghost
But
hunter?
I knew. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I
just find it interesting.
maybe Ryan told me. Somebody told me that he moved there.
You talked to Ryan?
No, I don't
You
talk
didn't
to
tell
Ryan.
me.
Why?
I'm just curious. I find it. I'm always surprised when I find out that people that have left Watermark still talk to people who work here.
No, I don't talk. I haven't talked to Ryan. I don't think I've talked to Ryan. Let's see. I've talked to Kathleen.
Why do you think that is?
I talked. Huh?
I know that like people who have left
I don't
talk
know.
to people who have left, but it's rare that they talk to people who are still here.
I mean, I don't know. I talked to you and Caitlin. You're still there. I talked to Dylan. He's still there
You talked to Dylan?
for now. No, he was here for his
true.
birthday. I said 2 words to him,
Okay.
at least.
Happy and birthday.
Honestly, I can't remember if I've talked to Ryan since. I think I probably have messaged him. I haven't talked to anybody since I left Facebook. Because Facebook was kind of
Makes
how
it difficult, yeah.
Nope, I do take that back. Me and Ryan chatted via one of his TikToks. I was.
Are you his #1 fan? Are you a top
No, not
commenter
yet.
on his
Not
on
yet.
his TikTok?
I just
Is that a
have one
thing?
comment. I don't know. I know that Facebook does that kind of thing, but I don't know if TikTok does.
All right.
TikTok will mark if you're the first to comment, but I don't think it does top comments. But he posted up a TikTok of him watching Heated Rivalry. So I messaged him congratulating on him on finding the show. What else? We have, I don't know if they've been doing this for years, so you must, I'm sure they were doing it when you were here, but Macy's does their annual flower show where they deck the entire department store out in flowers and they do like big events and stuff, which is good because sales have been down. Ain't nobody going shopping. I'm telling you, Macy's could drag me in tomorrow and they'll be like, listen, stop talking about us. But Macy's sales are way down. We have days where just like, 3 people come in, whatever. I'm not tied to them. I didn't sign a contract. Anyway, if you're in the New York area, come into Macy's. They need it. But the flower show is next week, so sales should bump up. And hopefully that brings in some much needed business.
Well, I mean, people go crazy in December. So I would imagine that like they have to recoup, pay down their credit cards a bit, and then like, mid to late March, things start picking up again.
We'll see.
I mean,
I hear
look,
the summer's even worse.
I don't know if I'll get fired from Watermark for talking about it, but it's usually a downturn in our sales too.
Yeah.
So listen,
Ooh.
if
You're
you're
gonna
in
get a call from
Central
HR
Florida
tomorrow.
or Tampa Bay and you're listening to this, buy an ad.
Yeah.
Come on down to Watermark and buy an ad. Yeah. What else happened?
Have you thought about like doing like a restaurant co-op page or something like that?
Jesus Christ. Can you fire somebody who works for free? I don't know if you consider this a job, but I consider this is your job, this podcast, and I will not fire you from this job.
I get paid for jobs. This is a hobby.
You get paid in entertainment and laughs.
Yeah. And I provide.
That's true. It's reciprocal.
So what did she say?
She said you're hilarious.
Yeah, I bet she did. This will be the last episode we have a Pokemon in it. You keep get mouthing off like that. No, so I mentioned earlier the weather is getting really good. So I've been going out on walks again. And last week I went for a nice long walk, put my headphones in, and ended up down in the village. So I was like, oh, you know what? I have not, since I moved here, popped into Stonewall to get a drink. So I was like, I'm going to go have a drink at Stonewall because, you know, the history and all that stuff. Sit in
I hear it's a
bar
riot
where all that happens. So I go in there. It was actually last Monday. It was after we did the podcast. I went for a walk and went in, sat at the bar, and they were doing bingo. So ordered a drink, and this kind of attractive guy who's playing bingo, he came up and he ordered a martini. And she made him a dirty martini and put it up on the bar, and it was like in an actual glass martini glass. I don't know about you, but I don't go to a whole lot of bars that actually use glasses. It's usually like, you know, a plastic cup with a paper straw, which is cool. I get for the environment.
When I was drinking 10 years ago, yeah, I mean, where I went, they had them, but I haven't been. I haven't had a martini in quite a long time, but maybe I'll order one just to see what they put it in. I'm sorry, my sponsor. Yeah. I'm sorry, sponsor. I'm doing it for the podcast.
Research. It's for research. But yeah, I mean, like most of the bars down there in Orlando that I've been to, you know, you go on a Friday or Saturday night and they're putting shit in plastic cups.
Yeah.
So here you got this nice fancy martini glass. They're all sitting around playing bingo. And it's not even like the cheap bingo cards where you stamp. It's like these hard cardboard ones with like little slip windows.
What?
They invested some money into their bingo. And the drag queen doing bingo, she was hilarious, fun. It wasn't super busy, but it was way busier than I thought a bar would be on a Monday. And it just, because they were all around, they had put like a platform down on the pool table, and they had bar stools all the way around. And it was just like, it reminded me of like the story you hear of Stonewall, where it was just like, you know, young ragtag, discarded kids who found their people, and they were at the bar, and some had blue hair and some had no hair, and some were tiny and some were giant, and just a variety of different people who found their tribe. And I thought it was lovely. So I'm sitting at the bar and I order a martini. And because I saw the hot guy order a martini, I was like, oh, that looks really good. So I ordered a dirty martini, and I'm playing bingo, and they've got the TVs, and they're playing. Have you ever seen the movie Blue is the Warmest Color?
No.
It's a lesbian movie that's playing on the TV screens. And I was like, this is nice. This is historic. And then I look up, and there are two naked women on the TV slapping vaginas together, like super graphic. I know of this movie. I have never seen it. And the way that no one is bothered, they're just like, B25. And then they're like, oh, yeah, B25. And I'm looking around, and there's like 15 TVs, all of them showing these two lesbians in this graphic sex scenes. Titties flapping all over the place.
I need to ask
legs
a question.
Everywhere. Yes.
I need to know, was the volume up on the movie or not?
The volume was only up on one television behind the bar. All the other ones were muted and had subtitles on. Do you want to know what the subtitles said? No.
Oh, no. Yeah, I actually do. I would like a screenshot of that. Like,
do you?
I mean, I can imagine what they...
I won't show it. I don't know what YouTube's rules are. But I snapped a photo of it, of the bar, and just the lesbians just
I want to
like,
know what. I want to
they're
know
just
what.
going at it.
Did they use like consonants and a few vowels that would make the sound, or did they use the word scissor?
There was a lot of parentheses
Ah,
describing what the sounded like.
I need a mashup of like Trump and that video, and just like bing bong, bing bong, bing.
Bing bong bing. But it was just like graphic lesbian sex, and I'm just sitting at the bar sipping my martini. Nobody else is bothered by this, and I was like, oh my god, am I just old now? Is nobody bothered by lesbian sex on the TV in public? And it was long. It's like
it's no
like
different.
a 15-minute scene.
I know this is gonna. Not everybody listening to this is gonna agree with me, but it's probably no different than if Heated Rivalry had been on. You know
Oh
what I
no,
mean?
this is much more, because there's no penis in that.
So it was actually just you could see V on V.
They
to V or
set
not
a camera
to V.
up on the bed, had the actresses get naked, get in frame, and go at it. It
So
was
they
not
were
like, oh, we'll
legit.
pull a sheet up over. I saw.
So it
bush.
wasn't acting; it was just porn.
It was.
I don't know,
No,
is
it was a movie, a critically acclaimed movie. If you look up, it's like got a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well,
It's like
I
a
think
French,
Brent
critically
Corrigan was
acclaimed.
also critically acclaimed.
Who was?
Brent Corrigan was. I'm just kidding.
I don't know what that means. Who's
Brent
Brent
Corrigan. We watched that movie about him.
Oh, the
King
porn
Cobra.
star?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you think if people actually have sex in a movie that it's still acting, or is it crossed over to porn? Because there's that movie Short Bus. We haven't covered that. We should totally do that.
I think it depends on what they show and how much of it they show.
Oh, okay.
But no, this was much more. This was like full on porn. This was, you saw everything.
Yeah, I mean. That's
Anyway,
what I mean.
rent the movie and tell me yourselves. I'm surprised Caitlin hasn't seen it.
It's a rite of passage, Caitlin. In order to get your, if you get your lesbian card, if you can't get a copy of Elle magazine until you watch this now, I don't know. That's true.
Anyway, so that was going on. I will say, lovely bartender. She too was a graphic lesbian in all the best ways. And I chatted with her a little bit, and she's lovely. So I'm gonna go back and see her and get some more dirty
nice.
martinis. I said I like them with extra olive juice in it. So she leaned in and she goes, "So you like a filthy martini?" And I was like, "Oh, I like the way you're talking to me." And then the lesbian started going at it. I was like, "Stop!" So yeah, Stonewall, very nice place, lovely bar.
I will say I had that impression. I didn't go to Stonewall a lot when I was there. I go a couple of
Mhm.
times, but it was next door to the Duplex, and the Duplex was my favorite place in the world to go. So I really just went there. And if I wanted to be real trashy, I go down to what we called Skanky Pieces, which is at the end of Christopher Street there. But we would go to Stonewall from time to time, and that was my impression of it. I feel like it's always had that sort of like, I don't know if grassroots is the name for it, but just sort of that like that ragtag feel of like,
Mhm.
This is where people go to get it to have a community that doesn't have a community. Does that make sense? I thought it was cool.
Absolutely does.
like it.
Yes.
But I want you to
yeah.
know when the scene in the TV show that we're gonna write, in that scene when you walk into the bar and the cute guy orders a martini, when he gets it, because it's bingo night, he slides it to you and says, I-69. And then you guys go out on a date. That's how it's going to go.
Oh, that's nice. Because in the real life, he ordered 2 martinis and brought the other one to his boyfriend.
Also, in real life, there'll never be an I-69. 69 is O.
Oh, 69. And they yelled that out several times. And then they like certain letter balls that they pulled were like they had different chants.
Yeah.
And I don't do bingo enough at Stonewall to know what those chants were, but they would chant them out and they were having a good gay old time.
That's pretty universal. And if it's something if you like B9 is probably something they make a comment on. For whatever reason, like locally, B11 makes everybody sing B11. Like, I guess because it's
That
be
they did that,
aggressive.
yeah. Yeah, they did the B11, B9, the vitamin thing. 069 they did.
Bingos are fun.
They're awake. I'm sure it didn't get picked up on the mic, but they are stomping upstairs.
Oh, I was like, what? Do you hear people upstairs a lot?
Yeah,
Oh,
all the time.
really?
Yeah.
Good times. Do you pay it forward for the people downstairs?
No, but I do have this little cart that has wheels on it, and I'll throw it up and I'll roll it up and down the ceiling if they get too loud. If I could walk on the ceiling, I would. I'm not going to punish the people below me. Chris is very heavy-footed, and I tell him all the time, you have more respect for the people below us. And he will look at me and he'll be like, fuck them.
He says, okay, Mr. Heckles.
He would if he watched Friends. He doesn't watch Friends.
All right. Is that your week?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's
Good
it.
stuff.
That's all I want to talk about.
All right. Well, I will talk about a couple of things.
How was your week?
Because I know we'll talk about the Oscars forever. As I alluded to earlier, it was Wonder Awards week here at Watermark, which is great. I spent most of the beginning of the week putting the awards together. So it's basically the Reader's Choice Awards for Tampa Bay and Central Florida. We give out nice little framed 11x17 awards to the first place winners and certificates to the second and third place. But it's great. We had our party first here in Anthem. With host, and I like this name, so I'm going to say it. The host of it was Annie Daynow, and that cracked me up. She sang live. She sang I Am What I Am, and was fantastic. And she is the drag daughter to RuPaul award-winning Ginger Minj. So,
very
so
nice.
Really, really fun.
Really quick,
cool.
I know we just did me, but you mentioning the drag name reminded me. I'm not going to show it because it's somebody else's mail. But do you want to know the name of the people who lived before me and I keep getting their mail? And the only reason I mention this is because it sounds like a drag name. Her name is Coco M. Aqua. And I was like, that's not a real name.
Yeah. That is the name somebody used to get an extra 10 CDs from Columbia House.
Yeah. Nice throwback reference. I'm fairly certain I still owe Columbia Records some
Did
money.
I tell you when I lived there that I used to live I used to have the phone number that used to be Tony Bennett's phone number, and I would get phone calls all the time for Tony Bennett. And one time somebody called because they wanted to hire Tony Bennett for something, and I was like, "Let me just give you the address, and you can mail the check, and he'll be there." And they were like, and I laughed. But yeah, just get calls for Tony Bennett all the time.
Wow.
Full circle. Doesn't he have Alzheimer's?
I think he died.
Is he dead? Did he die?
Did he die?
I think it was that too, because I remember like somebody saying they were mesmerized that he could go out on stage and perform all these songs from memory, and then but
he died in 2023.
Yeah, the late great
Tony Bennett.
So those are great, and then we did the party in Tampa Bay, and that one was the next day, and it was at Bradley's. Remember, Bradley's was where we did the party the day before everything shut down, right?
Yes, Bradley's on 7th, I believe.
Bradley's on 7th,
on 7th,
which is great. It was a good time, honestly. The host was Veronica Fox. She was stunning, and she was good. Listen, my relationship with drag is more like I like comedy drag, but this girl was killing it. It was good. And let me tell you, somebody on staff did not stop dancing the entire time. It was Caitlin. She's dancing the entire time. There's so many videos of Caitlin dancing, and then me standing behind her doing the same dance that Caitlin was doing.
Was she drunk?
I know, no. And she we all got there, had Red Bull.
Dancing?
She just had a soda. She had a soda.
All right.
That's what it was. No more soda for Caitlin at events. No.
All right.
No, it was a really good time. I do have to say, other than Jay Maya sang, God, Jay Maya is so good. So good. Jay Maya should always sing. That's what I said. They came to pick up their award, and I said, you should always be singing. Like right now, always. So it's really good. It's not a competition, and I know Danny's going to be listening to this on Wednesday because he listens to them as soon as they come out on Wednesday or Thursday. And no offense, but Tampa Bay's party killed it. It was great.
Yeah.
Orlando's just really good. Like, don't get me wrong, it was really great. The entertainment was great and it was cool, but like this was like a huge, like this was a big deal there. That was really cool. Not to say that Orlando's isn't. It's not a competition. They're all lovely. But there's Ryan, right? He makes everything a competition between Tampa Bay and Central Florida.
I know of him. Yeah.
Like he'll say
we chatted on TikTok before.
he'll say like, this had this many votes, or like, we've got 100 more votes in Tampa Bay than Central Florida. And so I'll throw him a bone there. So, but those were really great. It's really nice to be part of those.
Oh,
really cool.
who had the most votes? Was it Tampa Bay or Central Florida?
I stopped listening. I don't know. I think Central Florida did because I didn't hear it 1,000 times. Oh, I'll say this too. I'd made an announcement in the Orlando event that on Watermark's YouTube channel now, Greetings from Queertown Orlando is available for free to stream on YouTube. So if you're listening to this and you want to know all about Central Florida's LGBTQ history, check it out. It's really great. I watched it again and I love it. I watched it after watching the Glitter Ball thing and still mesmerized that the Glitter Ball thing is on HBO and this is on YouTube. But anyway, give it a gander. Watch it.
Yeah.
That was
when
Thursday.
you said check it out, I heard lovely lady lumps in my head. For those who are Fergie fans.
So my Disney Pass is set to expire. Well, it has expired now. It was set to expire on the 14th. And I decided that I was going to let it expire. So we went to Epcot on Saturday. And for the last time, not really. I mean, I'll buy tickets. But I don't think I'm going to buy tickets to go see. Air Supply is going to be there April 26th and 27th. And I don't think I'm going to buy tickets. Because I think Dylan and I are going to do something for our 5-year anniversary, which is April 25th. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I'll go. Maybe I won't. There's not much I can say about my trip to Epcot. It was fun. Caitlin joined us and Kalika. We had a great time. And the only thing I'll say, so I did a thing, right? On Friday. Well, I guess Wednesday or something. I ordered a GLP-1 shot. Trisepatide, is that what it is? Yeah, it's like the Zepbound version, not the Ozempic version. Because I got tired of everybody I know. Like I go out to eat with everybody and they'll eat little bits of their food and then I finish everybody's food. And I'm like, why can't I lose weight? And so I decided, because they convinced me that this would get rid of all the cravings and that I should do it. So I said, for 3 months, I'm just going to do this and see if I can drop the weight and lose the weight. So guess what? It freaking works. And I was not hungry at all. So we're there for I think the Flower Garden Festival is going on. And so I wasn't really like, oh, I have to try everything, which normally I would do. So I tried one thing. I just want to point out they had some sort of like raspberry, very tart thing with like this vanilla panna cotta under it. It was actually really good and delicious, and it was outside the Land. I forget what card it was at. So that's all I have to say about the Flower and Garden Festival and the food that I ate, because it's really the only place where I ordered food. Aside from we went to eat at the Eagle Regal, not the Regal Beagle, which of course is in Three's Company, but the barbecue place at the American Pavilion. And I figured something out about barbecue. See, Jen and Dylan don't like it, so we don't ever get to eat it. But, we were starving at that point, and so we were like, we knew we needed to eat something. That's the thing about these shots, right? If you've done them, is that you're not necessarily hungry, but you have to eat something. So we ate there. And the thing I discovered about barbecue is it stays with you all day long. That must be why they don't like it. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So I guess my point in bringing this up. Oh, we did here are the things that we did at Epcot. We rode the Land. Do you remember that? Did you ever ride the Land?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I rode Living with the Land according to Disney expert over here, but I just call it the Land. So I rode that, and I'm gonna call it Figment, which is not the name of the ride, but we rode Figment, and then we rode that spaceship ball thing. And that's what we did. We did the 3 lamest things that you can do there. Oh wait. Oh,
People can't see this, but Caitlin is losing her shit on her
She
screen,
is.
and I
Do you know
don't know
why?
what's happening.
I'll tell you
'Cause you're
why.
calling
Because-
everything by the wrong
because
name.
she made a phone call and got a cast member to meet us out front of Ratatouille and get us on Ratatouille. And so she's like, "How could you forget that?" So yes, Caitlin did get us on Ratatouille. We did ride that. It's not 3D anymore. So we got to go right up front and ride it, and it was probably the most exhilarating thing that we did while we were there. She is good. I would give her some Red Bull, but that she might start dancing. So anyway, that was that. Epcot, yay! No more pass. And then really, I've been furniture shopping, because Dylan's making that trek to the city here fairly soon. I think we're going up there in April 1st, just because we got to get the keys and get things kind of set up. So we're kind of trying to do furniture shopping to get things set up. And it's funny, it's interesting. I alluded to this a little earlier, but Dylan and I have worked on these huge projects together. Like we built this, we built that hammock and then the chair thing with the pergolas and all that stuff, and we've built a couple of decks, and we've furnished a house in St. Pete and did all these things together, and we work really great together, and doing all this was really great. But for some reason, this New York apartment thing is just not meshing well, and it's because Dylan's being budget conscious and I'm not. I'm like, I'm middle-aged guy who wants things a certain way, and Dylan's like, let's just get up to New York, and I don't care if it looks like a college dorm, which he admittedly says college dorm. It's not me throw that out there. So we're trying to find the nice compromise to like, hey, when the times that I go up there, I want things to be comfortable and nice, and and he's like, let's go. I think if it was his choice, we would if I keep doing this, if it was up to him, we'd be living there today. But
is he, and I think we've talked about this, is he looking for like that move to New York and you've got like the New York experience where it's like, it's not a fancy apartment, but you're in New York and you're living the big city life on, a couple of dimes kind of thing?
I think that's so that there's a excitement to that, kind of a thing. And you know what? And for me, I get it. It was exciting for me. Well, I mean, I moved there when I was 25, I think, and I had no job, no place to live. I packed my car full of stuff, and drove up there with like $450 in cash and said, let's live in New York. Got very lucky that it all worked out for me. But I'm not 25 anymore, and I'm like, I need it to be a certain way. So, but it's good. I'm excited about it. But really, I mean, it's his place, so he can do whatever he wants, right? I'm just a visitor. Fine by me. But it's
he's listening to this podcast right now, and he's like, it's whatever I want. I heard him say it.
He's not listening to this podcast. No, maybe he will. I don't know. Sometimes he does. If his name, like if his name ends up in the description and he gets a Google alert, he'll be listening. He probably is listening. He's like, what did he say about me? What did he say about this move?
You all have it set up to get Google alerts from your names?
I don't know. I don't. He might. I don't know. Anyway, that's really all I have.
Awesome. Sounds like a good week.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. The Wonder Awards are always fun, so at least it was that. Oh, God, I didn't tell you about this, though. So this is a fun story, because you mentioned it about your store. We're going to bed the other day, and we hear this tap. There's like this loud noise. And, of course, I have this fear of home invasions. So I immediately am up. I heard like a tapping thud. It sounded to me like it was at the window. Like if somebody was trying to get in and they tapped at the window. Like you're tapping on the window to get you to sneak out of the house in the middle of the night, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, Dylan, what was that? And Dylan's like, he's like, oh, it must be this machine or something that made a noise. And I thought, okay. So then I lay back to go to bed. And then I heard it again, but this time it was louder, and that made the dog start barking. And I was like, what is going on? So I go over to the window, and I open the blinds a little bit, and there is this gigantic rat on the windowsill outside. It's
Oh,
so big. It's so big. It's like its body is the size of Dylan's shoe, right? So that's not even its tail. You know what? So then its tail is like, and its tail was so big that when it would turn around on the windowsill, it would hit the window and make a really loud thud. So I just took the blinds and I pulled it back and let it go, and it hit the window, and that thing went flying. Like it scared it, so it jumped and went flying. And we've only seen it one other time. Actually, I don't think that one, but we saw a different one. But you know what? They're outside. It's okay. It's been like a week since that's. I mean, it happened like at the beginning of the week. So
Yeah.
anyway, rats
Trying to
right?
break in. He wants his home. You know, you need to tell your rats what I told my rats up here. Listen, you can stay outside.
Yeah, I mean, and they are. So that's great. You know, just keep it outside.
Yes.
You don't pay rent here. You don't come inside. Well, anyway, so that's a wrap up on our weeks.
Nice. Something else we did is it was Oscar week, Oscar Sunday. So we watched the Oscars. For those who are watching the video and keep seeing me sip from my coffee mug, it's because I don't have wine today because I bought 2 bottles yesterday and I went through both bottles watching the Oscars. So I have no wine today. And a little hungover from last night. That's okay. It was a good night. Had some fun drinks and some fun times. So right off the bat, we'll just get overall. What did you think of the show?
I think this. May I preface this with, I do find Conan O'Brien funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that this was probably one of the worst Oscar productions that I've ever seen. It was there were a couple of really funny moments, like, but just like a couple, like 2 or 3. And then there were so many, like, I know why you drank 2 bottles of wine, because I know that you get uncomfortable in certain situations, and it would have made me drink. Like watching like all of those mishaps with like kicking people off of their speeches, like it happened so many times. And then the time that he got on there and didn't realize that they were on live and he's just talking to people in the audience.
Yeah,
there was a lot of cringiness about it. So
wow.
And I also didn't feel like, and I know that this is not a popular opinion, because not that the other one was, but I don't think of the movies I watched, I just don't think it was like an overwhelmingly stellar year for movies. Now, I do think that they were really good ones. But anyway, that's just what I think.
Wow.
What did you think, Jeremy?
Well, let me read my notes to you, Richard. What the fuck, Conan? This sucked. I was so I thought I was disappointed last year when they gave that movie about prostitution all the awards. I was so disappointed. Now, there were movies this year. Like, I loved Sinners. I liked Frankenstein. I liked Weapons. I was very happy that horror got, what did they say? Got their flowers. They gave them their flowers. I don't get that saying. I don't know where it comes from, but I hear people say it all the time. But they recognize horror this year, which I was really happy about.
You know what? And I think that they owe that to Get Out, right?
They do. Yeah. A big part of that is owed to Get Out, to even though it didn't get any nominations, Hereditary, just these movies that have elevated horror. Yeah. And force people to look and watch.
And they make it palatable for those that are afraid of horror movies.
Yes.
You know, like they're not slashers. They're sort of horror
in fact,
movies.
all 3 movies that, like the horror movies that got a lot of attention, Frankenstein, Weapons, and Sinners, they're not like jump scare, terrifying movies. They're really well written stories about terrible, horrible things.
I'm still afraid to watch Weapons, which I should watch.
Oh God, I love that movie so much.
I hear really
was
good things
so
about it.
happy that Amy Madigan won for that movie.
I saw
her in it
on the red carpet, and so the only reason I say that about Get Out is because on the red carpet, she's like, "It's nice to see horror movies getting some recognition." She goes, "I don't know why that is," and I wanted to say it's because of Get Out that people think. And
a huge part of it is
it raised the bar on that. I will say that I watched Sinners Saturday, and loved it. I mean,
Yeah.
it confuses me, right? Like, the story didn't need
They
to
were
be.
vampires. Spoiler alert.
They didn't need to be told through the eyes of vampires. If it's about what the whole show was about, and then the
Yeah.
battle was with the KKK, that would have been an Oscar-winning movie as well. You know what I
I
mean?
don't disagree with that, but going back to my previous statement, I'm glad he added vampires, so it added that elevated horror to it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was, I mean, and they were creepy. Like, they were like,
Yeah.
it was almost like realistic in a way. So it was creepy in a way. And they did a
Yeah.
really great job. It was so well written because it's like the the just the feelings of the people inside the juke joint and the people outside of it, and their history and their relationships were all it was a struggle at play for all of them, and I thought that was really really
I
well
love it.
written.
It's I love that it's like on the border of almost being a musical. It's not a full on
Yeah.
musical, but the music is so tied into the story. I was pulling for that to win Best Picture.
As was
I did not hate One Battle After Another, but I liked Sinners a lot more.
Yeah.
The other thing that kept me drinking through this show was all of the stupid I know that's the whole thing with award shows, is that banter with the presenters. It's like, ha ha ha. It was so over the top,
It was
stupid.
so bad.
I wrote a couple of them down that made me want to chuck my water or my wine bottle at the TV. Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans.
Terrible.
Yeah, okay. 14 years ago, they did Avengers. Bring all the Avengers out. The little banter back, we didn't get gifts. So stupid. Will Arnett and Channing Tatum. I don't know if it was a bit or if Will Arnett is actually pissed off that people like AI, but he was making me very uncomfortable. I didn't care for that. And I love him as Lego Batman, but I need you to tone it down. Tone down a little bit. Sigourney Weaver and Pedro Pascal. Great actress, but you're supposed to be funny, and it's supposed to be but I honestly think she thinks that Goldie Hawn's daughter, I forgot her name.
Kate Hudson.
I honestly believe she thinks Kate Hudson is a bitch.
There
was so much power behind that.
Get away from him, you bitch. Yeah, it was weird. I wrote down that was weird, but she was in it. She was like, I'm going to win an Emmy. For my role as presenter.
And I hate that this made me cringy, because one of my favorite movies of all time is Moulin Rouge, and it's been 25 years since that movie came out. You could have done a whole little thing about musicals and focused on Moulin Rouge, but you brought Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman out to present Best Picture, and then they did the little singing thing. Singing, like trying to make singing spontaneous, but knowing it's not spontaneous makes me very uncomfortable. That and the Barbra Streisand part made me very uncomfortable. Her singing, her tribute to Robert Redford, I thought was wonderful. I really enjoyed the way they did the In Memoriam this year, because I didn't even realize until they went, so many big names died.
Yeah.
And I love the way they did it, but the quote unquote spontaneous breaking out in song, like, it's a little much.
Especially when it like cuts away and it comes back and then she's got a handheld microphone.
Yeah. She's like, what? Where did this come from? Let me sing a bar for you. Now, I will say, I have an obsession with old people singing songs that they used to sing. So like Joni Mitchell singing that song. I forget the one that was in Love Actually.
Yeah.
That she sang from the chair because she's old and she can't stand, and she's got that break in her voice. Or Johnny Cash towards the end of his life when he was putting albums out. I love the sound of an old person's voice when they're singing. So I dug that part with Barbra Streisand, because I didn't realize she's in her 80s and she's got that elderly lady crackle in her voice. But no, that was just during the In Memoriam, made me feel very awkward.
It's like a singing waddle.
Yeah,
you know,
and I like it.
Now, I think like the first line, I think she kind of was like, I mean, it's got to be very difficult. You're talking about someone that you love so much that passed away, and then you go right into singing. So I think like the first line was a little tough, but after that, I think, you know, it was It was
Yeah.
like butter.
I would have
like she usually.
I
is.
would have preferred at the very end where she goes, the way we were, and then leave it there. But then she had to finish it with, ah. I'm
Right.
like, you don't have to do a run. End it with the lyric
Yes.
and then move on.
I did.
Anyway,
I thought,
God bless her. She's 80.
I thought maybe she was trying to get out of a chair or something at that point.
But I love her to death. Good for her. And also, she is famously known for having tremendous stage fright and hates to sing in public. So the fact that she got up and did that really speaks to how much she cared about
she's
Robert
great.
Redford.
I mean, you gotta just. You know what's interesting though to me? It's like when she told that story about him, she said, and he called me Babs. I was like, doesn't everybody? I mean, I guess not to her face.
Yeah. I don't know. I would have to go back and look. I never paid attention to what like people call her.
I thought,
which is funny because I know everybody calls Robert De Niro Bobby.
Well,
But I just know
that's because you hung out with him in Tribeca, right?
It's true. Shout out to Bobby who's listening.
What's that? Did I tell you this
I'll
when
be
we
down
talked?
there
About, I had to have told you about this. Like he plays some sort of card game, bridge, and that he plays that Dylan's uncles played bridge with him.
Oh, I don't know if you've told me that.
He's a great bridge player, I believe.
So really quick, Conan's monologue in the beginning, because the big thing with the host is their monologue. Were there any jokes that you liked? Because I wrote two down. There were only two jokes that I liked.
Well, here let me get to the thing. Okay, I did write this down. The whole opening thing. Okay, sure, that's fine.
I mean, they all do that kind of thing where they put them in movies.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
when he was running into the theater and jumped on the stage and was running, it was so clearly not Conan that it was.
Yeah, I think that was
funny.
part of the joke.
Yeah,
I think that was part of the joke. That was a stunt.
The only thing I made, the first note I made when I got home after being at IKEA again, and then I ended up turning on the red carpet at a certain point, and it was on Timothy Chalamet. And so I wrote an opinion about Timothy Chalamet that I won't read out loud. And then the first joke that I liked that he made was that they had to be, that I didn't write down the specific words, but it's like, we got to be careful because, there could be attacks on LA. Obviously people are thinking about from Iran, but
Sure.
he was like, from both the opera and the ballet. And that made me laugh out loud.
Yeah. The whole thing, it's like whatever. That whole Timmy thing, I find him very obnoxious. I wrote a whole paragraph. We'll get to that when we talk about Best Actor.
And who was it that was talking about it? Like, was it Will Arnett that was talking about it? Somebody was talking about how, yeah, those things do suck, Timothy. You're fine. Somebody was giving that vibe, and I thought, no. Because everything I've been reading are about people dragging him for it, which
I just remember Conan saying that people were just upset he didn't mention jazz too.
Oh, yeah.
The two jokes that I thought it was funny when he talked about how no British people since 2012 were nominated in the acting categories, and he was saying that to one of his British friends, and they said, "But at least we arrest our pedophiles."
Yes,
made me chuckle. But my favorite joke, which like nobody laughed, and he even commented, he goes, "That sometimes you tell jokes just for you." Maybe it's because I had a lot of wine, half a bottle before the show even started. But he was talking about the Brad Pitt movie F1, and he said F1 did so well at the box office that they're making a sequel, Caps Lock.
I thought that was hilarious.
That killed me, and I don't know why more people didn't laugh at that.
I mean, you got to look at the audience. Like how many people in that audience are so out of touch with that sort of thing. Like, you know what I mean? They're just sort of, they live in a bubble.
That was just like an ultimate nerdy joke, and I loved it.
Yeah.
It was my favorite joke. And it almost made up for the fact that shortly after that, he did a bit where he had Josh Groban sing to him while he was crowned king because he won a fictitious award. I'm like, here's the thing. I checked my watch, my phone. I checked the time. By the time they gave out the first award, we were already 30 minutes into the show. So at these points where they kept cutting off speeches, I just kept yelling at the TV. If he didn't take 30 minutes in the beginning to be an ass, we wouldn't have to cut these people's speeches.
Right. Like they
and
could
it
have
was
done
driving
away.
me nuts.
There was you could have cut the Josh Groban bit, or you could have cut the
Mhm.
opening weapons bit, and then
Yeah.
made more time for people to give speeches. I mean, that's really what. I mean, that's what it's about, right? It's giving them that moment, and it's annoying too, because if it's a category if it's a famous person, they're gonna
they'll
let them
ramble
talk
on.
as long as they
On
want.
and on and
but
on,
if it's
yeah.
not, then they say, "Oh, get rid of them," and I find that really
Mhm.
lame.
And he even mentioned it. They would cut the lights and then lower the microphone. It's like, you ain't got to be an asshole about it. We're supposed to be celebrating these
Right.
people.
Yeah.
The first, because I just basically all my notes are a list of people who irritated me watching this show. And one of the first ones is when K-pop Demon Hunters won Best Animated Feature. So they give it to the producers of the animated movie. So it's a man and 2 women who are going up there. The women, just like most of the women there, have their long gowns on. They're wearing high heels. This guy's got a big oversized coat on, and he's got his hands in his pocket as he's walking up the aisle between them. The lady comes, she approaches because you got the stairs to go up to the stage. She tikes up her dress so she doesn't step on his dress. And you can see she's a little wobbly on her heels trying to make it up the stairs. The man doesn't take his hands out of his pockets to help her. He just stands behind her. And I was so pissed watching that. I was like, I don't want to be some old guy yelling at young people on the TV, but it's like, is chivalry dead? Do we have no gentlemen anymore?
You know what I do? I'm going to point this out. I'm not saying that I'm a gentleman. I'm saying quite the opposite. At the Wonder Award party, I stood up and I gave a speech, and then I introduced the hostess. And when I got off the stage, I started to walk away, and she goes, "Can you help me on the stage, please?" And I did, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I mean, sometimes he might have just been wrapped up in the moment. I did notice. I don't know if it was this time or not, but there were several awards. Look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I apologize if I'm wrong. But it seemed to me like there were these monumental moments where people were winning stuff that had never won before. People of color were winning stuff. But it did always seem, whenever there was one, like there was always a white guy on the stage too, who was always like the first to get to the stage, or the one who stood off to the side and was like, like in this sort of white savior kind of complex moment. And I was just kind of like, just stand in the back. If they're going to be the ones to talk, don't stand next to them and make sure that they get it right. It was just very odd. There was a weird air about it to me, especially the one where the girl came up to speak. I think this was for the song, when she came up to speak and they cut it off, and then he started jumping up and down like crazy,
trying to get them to turn it back on. Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, it just was.
Yeah, that is because both of those incidents, because I thought the same thing, because it was a bunch of Asian people and then a white guy. And both of those were for K-pop Demon Hunters. And I don't know this 100%. I haven't verified, but I'm pretty sure because Sony picked that movie up and distributed it and put it on Netflix, and it's a Sony picture. I'm guessing they're the Sony representative. And they're like, oh, Sony put your movie out there, so you got to put one of our guys up there with you. So you've got these Korean filmmakers who made this movie, and then the one Sony white guy who's like, give me my Oscar too. I did notice that, particularly with the K-pop Demon Hunters movie.
I can speak about this a little bit with a little bit of knowledge of it, but there are definitely people who do the work, and those are the people who deserve the credit. You're in the credits, you're whatever, just give the space to the people who put it together, and not for the executive who, you're trying to push, your brand, that kind of a thing. I think that thing kind of irritates me. But I just noticed a lot of times there was always this white guy who ran up the stairs, got his award, and stood there and then sat back and waited for like all the the women to walk up and struggle to get up the staircase or whatnot.
Didn't bother to help.
Yeah.
That drove me nuts with that guy.
I noticed that.
Anne Hathaway, can I just say, she always gives me drama kid vibes. Like sometimes she's a little cringy for me, but she looked gorgeous. She came out and I was like, holy shit. I might go straight for her. She was like,
I was thinking, like, what is he going to say about her? She was so beautiful.
No, she was so gorgeous. I was like, Like, damn. Like,
And
she looked really good.
I thought that
The
bit
dress,
was funny.
the hair. Yeah, I thought that was really cute. They brought Anna Wintour out because since the Meryl Streep character in Devil Wears Prada is based off of her.
Yeah.
I do want to say, because this was the first year they did the best casting award. And at the end of the day, it's the only one that was a surprise. Like everybody that they were saying leading up to the award, oh, this one's going to win, this one's going to win. They all basically won, but Sinners was expected to win this, one battle after another one. But the thing that struck me about this is when they kept cutting to the casting directors who were nominated, except for the guy who I believe he directed The Station Agent. I think it was called the name of the movie.
The Secret Agent.
The Secret Agent. Yes, thank you. The other, Jesus, I have it written right here on my notes. I should have just read it. The other four, and my apologies for saying this, but I just have to say what I thought. All four of them look like after the awards, they were going to go to like Joann's Fabrics and ask to speak to a manager. They were giving like real estate agent, middle-aged white lady vibes. And that was cemented when the winner got up there and she had that real estate middle-aged white woman vibe.
I don't know exactly the words that I would want to put together to say this, but I definitely had an opinion during that speech, and it was 100. Like, it was the only acceptance speech that gave Karen vibes. That it wasn't like, hey, this is great. This is like, it was like,
and she even go back and watch it. She did the laugh. She's like,
yes, and it was
so annoying.
And there was a lot of like I deserve.
I want to take the
this
category away now.
Right. It's like, but I get the sentiment of like, hey, this is for all of the people who weren't recognized before or even made it into, like, I guess casting directors weren't even listed in the credits, which is kind of
when it first started.
But
I mean, they have been over the last 50 years, but in the beginning, they never even listed them.
But here's so there could be a lot going on that we're not aware of in that industry where people are like, no, she deserved to like, she earned that speech. She, like, they needed to hear that. That could all be the case. It's just from a layman who's sitting there watching it, I'm thinking like, wow, she's the angriest award winner I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But then
there was a sense of there was some Timminess about her.
Yes.
A sense of entitlement.
What even if she had looked down and said, you know what I mean, right, Timmy? That'd have been funny.
Fuck ballet, right, Timmy?
But here's my question, because I don't know anything about the industry. But like, take a movie like the one that won.
One battle after
another. How much casting is that casting director doing?
Oh my goodness. There was people on TikTok who were saying the same thing. They were because there was a big push. Sinners was like the big movie this year where like it was a big movie in the theaters. One battle after another wasn't like a big blockbuster. Sinners was a huge hit. It's sort of like Wicked the year before. It was just a huge phenomenon. So there were people who were posting, how hard is it to call Leonardo DiCaprio and Sean Penn and say, hey, come be in my movie? With Sinners, these were people who hadn't acted before, and the casting director gathered them and got them together. And I was like, sure. I mean, Michael B. Jordan has done almost every Ryan Coogler film since Ryan Coogler has been doing film. But yeah, I get it. But also Tiana Taylor, I forget her name, the one who played his daughter.
Yeah, she was discovered.
Yeah, there were people who were discovered. And I get it. When your movie isn't the one that wins and it's a big movie, you go online and you're like, what did they do? My movie did it better. But I would argue that both of them had big names in it that brought the talent to it.
Well, I mean, I'm not complaining about One Battle After Another. I'm just saying, in any movie, really, like, obviously, because you can see, like, Billy Crystal was in every Rob Reiner movie almost, right? So you start to see a pattern, and so it's more like, hey, this guy's gonna do this show. So I'm just thinking, like, did Leonardo DiCaprio and Del Toro like all come with the director? And so then they said, hey, we have these 5 people in the cast, you do the rest? or did these casting directors?
Yeah,
that's my
I think
question.
I think it depends on the film, and I think particularly with films like this where the director is the writer and he's involved like in the movie so much, I think he's sitting there in the casting also. But I think the casting director is like the first line for like the non-major star parts.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if the casting director is calling Leo and Sean Penn.
I feel like the
and Michael B.
director
Jordan.
is, or the
Yeah,
producer
but
is. Yeah.
they're the ones who are like putting the calls out and being like gathering all the supporting characters and the bit players. I know that it was the casting director who got Delroy Lindo into the movie, that she met with him, and it wasn't necessarily Ryan Coogler. So like that, because he did really good. He got an Oscar nomination.
He is
But
the guy who played.
He's the older guy.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
in The Good Fight.
Yeah. He also, I will forever always know him. He had a bit part in that movie Congo in the 90s with Laura Linney and Tim Curry. And every time I see him, all I see him in there is yelling at Tim Curry, "Stop eating my sesame cake," because he yells at him because he eats his cake. That's all I hear when I see him.
I feel like he's a good person, and I feel like he really enjoyed Michael B. Jordan's win.
Yeah.
For him. And
he seems like a really genuine person. Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
He was also in Ransom. Good in Ransom.
Do you know what I'm gonna say?
I know we're not supposed to like Mel Gibson movies, but Ransom was a good movie.
Well, I mean, come on, The Patriot.
Well, I don't think Delroy Lindo's in The Patriot.
No, but I'm just saying, The Patriot is an incredible movie.
That is a good movie too, yeah.
Anyway, Anyway, I'm going to say this, and this is going to sound crazy too, but we talked about this when I said I had watched One Battle After Another. Oh, that was a funny bit, that thing where they were like shortening. I forget who was doing it, but they're talking about shortening, making everything a short film. And then it's like
yes.
one battle.
That's actually up next.
It's like you get one.
You get one. That was I forget his name, but he was on.
Kumar. No.
No. That's not him.
No. But I wrote it down.
Anyway, he gave out live action short, which was a tie. So leading up to, he was talking about shorts. The only one that made me take a drink of my wine is when he called it Schindler's Post-it, and I was like, I don't know if we should be making jokes about that movie.
Yeah. He had some good ones. They were really funny.
But so that one was a tie. It was only the 7th time in the history of the Oscars that any category had come out in a tie.
Jeremy, it was a tie, and not one of the winners was the one that you said was going to win. You totally jinxed it.
I did. Sorry to a friend of Dorothy. When they said a tie, I was like, oh, okay, it's going to be that one and the saliva one, because both of those were favored to win. And then they read off the singers, and I'm very happy the singers won, if only for the fact that the director of that film, I looked him up, his name is Sam Davis, is super cute. Like, that guy walked on stage, I was like, hey, you.
He was
How
cute.
are you doing?
The vibes he was giving me is like, he was giving me vibes that are like, my parents gave me a bunch of money to make this movie, and so I did.
I didn't get that vibe.
And I mean, I just, it could be not true, but but I also think the guy they brought up there, the Subway singer dude, I think he was on America's Got Talent.
Oh, was he?
I think so.
Do you know what the most famous, or probably the most well-known tie in Oscar history was?
Traffic. No, I'm just kidding.
No. It was 1969, Best Actress. Ingrid Bergman was presenting the award, and there's a clip. If you watch the clip, you can watch it on YouTube. She's like, the winner, it's a tie. She's so dramatic, and I love it. It like just scratches that part of my brain that just makes me happy. But it was Katharine Hepburn for The Lion in Winter and Barbara Streisand for Funny Girl.
Huh.
And that is where her famous speech, where she gets the Oscar and she looks at it and she goes, hello, gorgeous. That's where that comes from. But that was Katharine Hepburn's 3rd win.
There are 1,100, is that what they said? Voting members?
About that, yeah.
I just find it so unbelievable that there's ever a tie. But I guess it happens. I mean, it must. Why would they lie?
Why would they lie? Speaking of 3, Sean Penn won Best Supporting Actor. That is his 3rd Oscar. He joins Daniel Day-Lewis, Meryl Streep, Jack Nicholson, Frances McDormand, Ingrid Bergman, who we mentioned earlier, and Walter Brennan for winning 3 acting awards. Katharine Hepburn is the only one who has more. She has 4.
He deserved
that
it for this
category.
role, I believe. I mean,
Yeah,
he
he
was really good in that.
I mean,
It's creepy as fuck, but
yeah,
give it,
I would
you
have
know.
liked to see Delroy Lindo win.
Yeah.
Or Jacob Elordi, because I thought he was fantastic in Frankenstein. But yeah, Sean Penn was fucking nuts in that movie.
I like the guy in Sinners. I just want to say, like, I feel like Sinners deserved every award over
One Battle
After Another. Oh, I can't even remember that fucking name of that show. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm struggling
This,
today.
I mean, a big part of it is Paul Thomas Anderson has been, up until he won the one for the screenwriter one, for a screenplay, he had been nominated 13 times before winning, and he won his first Oscars last night. So this was kind of your movie's good, plus you're kind of due. So we're going to go ahead and give you your flowers.
I don't think anybody wants that Susan Lucci asterisk on their award.
No. Do you know who is the new Susan Lucci? Poor Diane Warren, the singer, the songwriter. She lost last night, making it the 17th loss she has. She has never won an Oscar.
Wow.
Nominated 17. She's been nominated, I think, the last 9 years in a row.
What do you think's going on here? Do you think in her mind she's like, that's it, I'm gonna write this next year, I'm gonna do it? Or does she just say, fuck the movies?
Oh,
I'm not doing it anymore.
It's well known that she's bitter and wants that Oscar. Well known. So she, probably her best shot was like in the 90s. She wrote I Don't Want to Wait. No, not that one. That was Paula Cole. The one that was in Con Air that Trisha Yearwood sang, but
yeah. How do I live without you?
Yes. She also wrote Up Close, the Celine Dion song, Because You Love Me. She also wrote the Aerosmith song from Armageddon.
Oh, well, that's stupid.
Those are probably her three biggest
because
chances.
I'm going to miss you. Jeez, codependent. Anyway, I have a thing with that song.
Those were her three biggest shots. The last couple the last handful that she's been nominated are just because of who she is, because they are shitty songs in not well-known movies. In fact, this one she got nominated for was a song she wrote for a documentary about her.
Oh, really? Was that Kesha singing that?
Yes, that is Kesha singing it. It is all right. But yeah, she's got to, if she really wants to win Oscars, she's got to write a good song and put it in a movie that people freaking watch.
Yeah, but see, here's the it's all about taste, right? I get that, right? So I like that song Kesha was singing way better than Golden. So did Golden just win because it was mega successful, or because it was the best song?
I'll be honest, of the 5 songs, I think it's the best song. It's the only song that I have in any playlist.
I have none of them.
I do like the Sinners soundtrack, but it's not like I listen to jazzy blues music all the time. But like Golden, I think that's a good song. I mean, I do.
I'm just kidding,
Mr. Judgy. In Memoriam, we talked about that. I really liked it. But as in every year, social media loses their shit about
who got missed.
Who got missed. Just some of them that they left out that I was like, oh, well, I'm surprised they didn't put them in there. Most of them are more known for TV, so that's probably why they didn't. But they've all done movies. James Vanderbeek from Dawson's Creek.
I would think
Eric Dane.
He's very well known for
Varsity Blues.
So I'm surprised. Eric Dane, I mean, they interviewed Shonda Rhimes, and Shonda Rhimes was like, did he do a movie? He was way more, he was a TV icon.
He was more but he's been in more movies than anybody else who they mentioned.
Really?
Yeah, he's been in he most recently, he was in the new Bad Boys movie. The one that came out like 2 years ago.
Oh.
But
it took me a second to remember what that franchise was.
Yeah. But yeah, I looked up his filmography. He's been in a shit ton of movies.
Well, then they should have put him.
Bridget Bardot, who was part of the sexploitation movies back in the 60s, and then Malcolm Jamal Warner, who obviously is mostly known for TV, but has been in a couple of movies. Social media was going nuts about them not including them. But if there was somebody else who we also forgot, let us know. Because I don't know everybody who died. But there was a shit ton of really good people who died this year. Very sad.
Yeah. So it was good that they did an extended thing, and I like the way they did that.
Yeah.
It was nice
I love the way they did it. Yeah.
It was good to hear stories about people, and I forget who it was who talked about Diane Keaton. She kind of
Rachel McAdams.
Yeah, she got real choked up about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is something I was getting at this earlier and I got sidetracked, but the best supporting actress nominee from Sinners.
Yes.
I loved her character.
Yes.
I thought she was great in that, and I liked her. There is something, and it's no fault of hers. It's like the Laura Dern effect. It's the, Dakota Johnson effect for you. I just don't enjoy the best supporting actress nominee from One Battle After Another. And,
Tiana Taylor?
Yeah, and I think it got exacerbated by her reaction to them winning. Was she even a producer of the show, or did she just steal someone's award and hang on to it?
No. I noticed this, but at the end, when One Battle, One Best Picture, everybody goes up there. But yeah, she was very enthusiastic, and she grabbed one of the Oscars and then turned to hand it to the producer who talked first, the white lady. And she said, hold on to it.
Okay.
So that's why she had the Oscar.
That part. I was like, she's like, I was in this. Give me that shit. Yeah, because she was like, people thought she was going to win for Best Supporting Actress, right?
She was, it was her and Amy Madigan. It was between those two were the front runners. But after Amy Madigan won the Actors Award, it was pretty much cemented that she was going to win the Oscar. Like I said, by Oscar day, the only one that didn't win that people had suspected was going to win was Sinners for Best Casting.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to say, with Michael B. Jordan winning, I was very happy he won. I don't think he was the best of the acting. I thought Ethan Hawke, I'm surprised he didn't clean up this season. His acting in Blue Moon was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I am happy Michael B. Jordan won over Timothée Chalamet.
I do get the there's probably he is a good actor and he's just gorgeous. But there's this thing where when you're playing two roles that are differing and having, I mean, you never once thought that was more than two different people. Like, it doesn't seem like, their characteristics were different consistently enough. And I think it takes a lot to make something like that happen. So I think that probably had a lot to do with
I think he's very worthy. I think that because at the end of the day, let's not kid ourselves. People don't win Oscars because they were the best that year. There's a lot of politicking going involved. A lot of it is a popularity contest. You can look back and look at movies that have won, that have stood the test of time, and movies that won that people are like, I can't believe they gave Oscars to that shitty film.
Yeah.
I think this all came down to Timothée Chalamet ruining it for himself with his promotion of the film and marketing himself as somebody who's owed. And he did a lot of interviews this season where he straight up said, I've been turning in grade A 100% top roles for the last 5 or 6 years, and it's my time. He has said that in interviews, and that's just very off-putting to people.
Yeah, he needs to eat a little humble pie.
He needs to humble himself.
Yeah.
But up until he started doing his interviews, he was far and away favored to win this year.
Yeah.
And
I mean, here's the deal.
He ruined it himself.
You've gone from being the person everyone was rooting for to being the person that no one's rooting for. You know what I mean? Like, or it's just like, it was satisfying for me to see him not win.
Yes.
And that's like not what you want. It's like, why are you entitled to something? And why is it about this award? But having said that, I do believe this idea that the Oscars are political is kind of new to me. It was, it's been a couple of years since doing this podcast. I think it's become apparent, maybe from you talking about it, but there's like a whole political system to it, right? You've got to go and meet people and win them over. And there's parties where you get it. It's just, why? That just is so dumb to me. And then if that's the case, why is it so prestigious? Then why not something else? I mean, it shouldn't be political. That's all I'm saying.
Anytime you're dealing with something that's subjective, like this isn't a sport where you have team A, team B, and they play and you have a definitive winner. This is, you're asking people to look at something that's art and say what's better than something else. So anytime there's something subjective like that, I mean, there's going to be outside circumstances that determine what's going to win or why people vote the way they do. I mean, hell, they up until this year, it wasn't even mandated for voters to watch all the movies that are nominated. Now you have to check a little box on your ballot that says, yes, I watched the movies. And you know, half of them are lying
Liars.
because they're actors and they know how to lie. So it's all political and it's all a popularity contest.
I think I could be a voter and not let it be political. Like, you know, like you said, you could look at a movie for people that are scum of the earth and say that this performance was good or not, and or better than this one, and not make it.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Did you vote in this year's Wonder Awards?
Yes.
What did you vote for Best Podcast?
I voted for us because we are the best.
Do you think we're the best podcast?
Of the see, the category
No,
is
no,
best.
I'm talking the write-in categories. Did you write us in?
Yeah. The when you talk about local podcasts, yes, I do. I honestly do. I think I don't know about this particular episode. Just kidding. But I think we're hilarious. I listen to them and I laugh.
Yeah.
You know, I listen to them, like them. I think the videos that we put out are hilarious. So yeah, I do. I think for what it is that we do, I'm more interested in what we do than say like some other podcasts that are local, that are more geared towards interviewing local communities and things like that, which I think are great. I would listen to us before I would listen to them. So yeah,
I get that. I also think that because you're a co-host on it, that you're biased to that. And that's all I'm saying is in the awards. Yeah, that's all.
If we did a different type of podcast, I would still vote for it for number one, but I would be biased. But I actually do believe,
and
that's better.
That's all the award shows are. I mean, unless you're going to have them get in a ring and fight it out, whoever's standing is the winner. It's always going to be subjective.
I get that. Like, well, sure. I probably feel like Leonardo DiCaprio probably voted for himself. I would imagine.
Oh, I'm sure they all voted for themselves.
But the people who aren't involved in that particular movie, you know, or like, let's say everybody who wasn't involved with Marty Supreme, I don't think that you should vote against Timothée Chalamet because you think his interviews were douchey. I think you should vote for who you thought was the best performer. And if it happens to be him, even though he's douchey, you should vote for it. It shouldn't be, he just the opera and the ballet.
In a perfect society, yeah. But I mean, we don't vote in our elections that way. We don't vote in
I live in Florida
Oscars that way.
In the United States of America, and that is
so you don't vote at all.
It is a perfect society. I don't know if I'm even eligible. I think that they passed the new laws about voting, and I read something. Mm-hmm. I haven't researched it, but I read something that suggested that I'm going to get purged from the voter rolls and that it'll be difficult for me to get back onto it because I got married and changed my name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your birth certificate say?
Well, apparently your birth certificate isn't a valid form of ID to get that changed. My birth certificate has my old last name.
Yeah. Do you have a passport?
I do. But you know the thing is I have passports in both names.
So
I can vote twice.
Vote twice, are you? No, the big push with the Save America Act is they want you to show your birth certificate or a passport. And the problem is, like a lot of married people, their last names don't match what their birth certificate says. And a lot of people aren't paying $100, $200 to get a passport.
Right. And
so what happens to you?
Yeah. So it's basically a poll tax.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point.
Exactly.
Unless they're going to make passports free, which do that then and make people get a passport. You can't. I just don't think that you can mandate that people pay for something that's going to allow them to vote. That kind of is
against the law.
Everything, right?
It's against the Constitution, the 25th Amendment, I think.
Honestly, I went to eat at 2J's the other day, and I mean, I love their food, so I'm just throw that out there. But there was a guy wearing a red hat. Did I ever want a crow to fly into that restaurant so bad? It said Trump 2028. And I said, I just so badly wanted to be like, that is the most un-American thing. That is, you are the destruction of America because it is constitutionally, I guess you can't say constitutionally impossible because FDR was voted president 3 times, right?
Well, that law wasn't in effect when he ran.
Okay.
In fact, though, it was put on because he got elected 4 times. But also, this is why we have to have conversations with each other. Did you ask him which Trump? Because maybe he meant Barron or Ivanka.
Thank you for pointing that out.
You got to ask him which Trump.
But I hope
'Cause
it
there's
wasn't
a certain
Barron because
level-
Barron's not old enough.
It's a certain level of hatred. Like, if you want Donald Trump to be president for a 3rd time, you hate America. But if you want, like, Ivanka to be president, then you're just horny. And if you want Eric Trump to be president, then you're just stupid.
And you have a cocaine problem. I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, that's Don
It's
Trump
a
Jr.
joke. That's a joke.
He allegedly has the coke
I think
problem.
it's so funny that that Colin Jost does such a great impression of Pete Hegseth on SNL that Pete Hegseth has to come out and say he doesn't have a drinking problem. Like, did you see last Saturday when he came out of the car? And like,
All the
oh, by
cans
the way, we
fall
don't
out.
talk about this all the time like we used to, but the Ryan Gosling SNL was hilarious all the way through.
He's always funny on that show.
Yeah, good times.
I adore him. He should win an Oscar.
He's due.
He doesn't have one. He's got a movie coming out that I hear he's pretty good in, and as long as he's not smug when I see an interview, I'm going to vote for him because I have a passport.
He stars in that with The Rock, right? Oh, I'm sorry.
Kind of, sort of.
With A-Rock.
Yeah. Yes. Spoiler alert. It's funny because that is kind of a twist in the book. And then they have it all over the trailer. And people who have read the book, they're like, why are they showing this shit in the trailer? It's supposed to be like a surprise in the book. Anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The whole alien thing apparently isn't supposed to be known until you watch the movie. And they've got it all over the trailer.
Well, I mean, they're probably going to throw in some other surprise on, I would imagine. Who knows? We'll find
see.
out when we watch it because I'm going to see it.
Awesome. Cool.
Well,
all right.
Good show. Thanks
so
for
all
hanging
in all,
in with us.
Did you watch the very end of the Oscars?
Oh,
Conan
hilarious.
does that little bit.
That was great.
I'm like, you have
I
a little
loved it.
thing. Yeah, a little blurb. If you haven't watched it, it's on YouTube. Go watch it. But I was like, where was that energy for the whole show?
Yeah.
I love Conan, but I hope he doesn't come back next year
Yeah.
to host. I want him to survive.
Poor
and live.
guy. I mean, you're coming off the Emmys with Nikki Glaser, and it just she's just kills
Golden
it.
Globes.
Golden Globes. She's great, and she's great. So
Yeah.
I mean, even they should bring Jimmy Kimmel back or find somebody new. I don't know.
Yeah. We're
Jimmy
going
Kimmel was
into
great when he made his
next
joke
year is
about,
99, so we've got 2 years to 100. So if Billy Crystal can hold out, I think he should host 100.
I agree. That joke
Yeah.
about CBS being a country that doesn't believe in freedom of speech made me laugh.
Yeah.
Good on you, Kimmel.
Oh, good on you. All right. So we'll be back next week. I don't think there's any more award shows, so we'll be back with a movie or something.
Or
I'm
a
sure.
TV show. Who knows?
Or a TV show. Who knows? We don't. So obviously you don't. But we'll all know next week. And until then, the cork is back in the bottle.